Hey guys, Jason X for SCNS Live, powered by Synlinks.com, and this is the figure review of the Kamen Rider Drive Type Speed from S.H.Figuarts. And yes, I really like Kamen Rider Drive. It's one of my favorite Kamen Rider series, and this figure I have been waiting on. It's kind of bittersweet because I don't know how I'm going to afford things like the Trideron, because it is awesome, but pretty damn pricey. But we'll see if I actually get that, but I am going to get a lot of the figures and the bike. So let's go ahead and get him out of his. I'm going for a drive, and you're coming with me. So let's put him off to the side here. Now you'll notice this is a very different S.H.Figuarts box. It's very small. It's about 3/4 the width of a normal S.H.Figuarts box. And hang on one second. I don't know why I keep saying figure eights. Here we go, I got a Shinken red box here. So you can get an idea of how different the size is, because I mean it's still the same width, but yeah, they've compacted it down a little bit. Like I said, about a quarter is taken off of there, which I don't mind because I actually like the slim box. If you don't have space for a lot of accessories like some Figuarts boxes are, then go ahead and put it in a box like this. I don't mind. So, got the nice Drive logo there, a little image of Drive, a bunch of stuff, and continues on to the side in the window box. S.H.Figuarts, sticker for anybody selling outside the U.S. Look at the figure on the side here, and some stuff on the back. Look at that Trideron. Oh, it's got lights. It looks awesome. There's some poses that you can get out of the figure. And just look at Shinosuke. So let's go ahead and bring him back in here. And yes, really like this guy. And I'm going to have to get up again because I'm going to have to compare him to the TK01. Which I find weird, just knocked over my shelf over here. I had this guy sitting in with my Go-Kaigers and he had fallen over just now. So there he is with that figure that we had got a couple months ago. And of course it's a lot better. Pretty much the same height though, but the paint apps of course are superior on this S.H.Figuarts version, and yeah, it's just generally a better figure, and it doesn't have this tire spin gimmick like this one does. The tire does not spin on him. But yeah, just wanted to compare him to that. But otherwise, oh, look at this head sculpt with those nice clear lenses. And you can see the headlights behind there, and got the racing stripe down here. Just awesome. Look at the detail on the faceplate there, going around to the back. More of that detail in the back. One thing with this guy I will ask you to take caution with. When I opened him up, I found this elbow piece, which actually had popped off, and it was sitting in the bottom, and I was kind of like, where does this go? And I thought it was like an empty space for his brace. But I found out it came from back here, so just be careful because that was off in there. You got a nice the Drive logo on the back of his driver, and you have these little shift cars here. You've got Midnight Shadow, Max Flare, and Funky Spike, and we'll get into a little bit more detail on those. You can see there's the Trideron, the Type Speed one on his arm, and the tire itself is kind of a different type of plastic. It almost feels a little rubbery, but yeah, it is right there. Nice shine on the armor piece, and there's the driver. Now, the one thing that does annoy me, you can see that printing is off slightly on the driver, so it's always looking cockeyed. So, yeah, but the driver does look nice. A lot of good color in there. Just that little LCD screen is all jacked up. And the rest down here, you got the knee pads, and they are detachable. Keep that in mind. Be careful with it. Whoops. I don't send them flying, because I've got a funny story to tell you. Now, I do have the Max Flare tire Kokon set that came with them as a early release thing, and we'll get into that. And there's a look at the feet. So yeah, very nice. I really like this guy. He looks great. Now, accessory wise, he doesn't come with a lot in this form. It does have, when you get him out of package, he pretty much comes with 2 extra sets of hands, which I just spilled out. I've got the slightly open hands on him. You got 2 fists, just that black with the red armor on top, and these slightly more open hands. Maybe that's for like grabbing things, but they are much too big for grabbing shift cars, because now granted he doesn't have a lot of accessories here, excuse me, I'm sorry, but these pieces all come off, and what you can do is you can take these out, and they're just on a peg. They're flat, but there's a peg here, so we're going to remove all of his shift cars. Now the shift car here is actually the speed in a turned around state. You don't get one that's flat, which I kind of wish they had thrown one in, but hey. But most of the other tire Kokon gimmicks are going to come with this spun around car design, and just has a peg that slides right into there. So putting it down on the table here, and I'm hoping, I mean, you're probably going to see more crumbs and crap on my table than the actual shift cars, and we'll try to zoom in as much as we can before we lose them. But come on, there we go. I don't think we're going to get any better than that. You can kind of see some of the detail in the cars. You can actually see some of the spikes on Funky Spike. You can see the star on Midnight Shadow, and you can kind of see the flames on Max Flare here. Yeah, they are very, very tiny. Like I said, it won't let me zoom in anymore unless I change the settings on the camera. But yes, very, very small. So keep that in mind. I already was nervous taking these off. I'm hoping that it doesn't weaken them as I take them on and off. So just go ahead and put those back on the peg. And they do hold pretty firm on these pegs. There, we got them all back on. Now, articulation-wise, you've got those nice Figuarts joints down here. They will go back and forth, but they are hindered here by this little ring. But you do get an ankle tilt here. Toe articulation. And then you got double jointed knees. Very nice. Swivel at the hip. The hips will go out. Well, swivel at the thigh, and the hips will go out. Now, these cars, they will kind of give you some leeway, but be careful because it looks like they're just on a clear plastic peg. So take caution with that. Got waist articulation, you've got torso articulation. Now one thing, mine is very loose on here, so just keep that in mind. I don't know, your miles may vary with yours. You got a double joint at the bottom of the neck and one up at the head, so you can get a lot of expressive poses here. These shoulder pads are actually pinned in right here to the shoulder. You can kind of drop them down a bit, kind of cover up the joint that they're on. Swivel at the bicep, double jointed. Well, not double jointed. Ooh, hate when that happens. I'm really going to be taking a lot of caution with this figure, just because it's almost like having a Forze, just all the little switches. You know, you got a twist of the bicep. You've got double jointed elbows, but you're not going to get much out of this joint up here, and the armor really does hinder it there. So you got little ball joints on the hands because the peg is inside the hand and inside the forearm. So yeah. Now he does have the tire gimmick, and we're going to go ahead and get to that, because what you can do is take this part right here on the back at the type speed, and it's held in by 3 pegs. And one goes to the back, one goes to the bottom of the tire, and one goes to the top. And you can take this off. It is that kind of nice soft plastic. And then you've got this just this tire piece. You can take the type speed and just kind of look like that. Now they didn't include a wheel between here, but what you do get, and also we're going to take this off, and I'm going to explain why. So take that off. We're just going to put it to the side very carefully, so that we don't lose it. And also he comes with this volume 1 of the tire Kokon. You got some flames, and you got the Max Flare tire on there. Now, funny thing about this box, about this set as I show it off, I dropped the little spun around Max Flare, and I thought it hit the floor. And I don't even want to say I was on my hands and knees looking for the piece. I was on my belly with a flashlight looking for it, and I could not find it. Finally, I found it today, and it actually just dropped in my chair and was just kind of like in a crack of the chair, and I was like, oh, finally I can get this review done. So yeah, there's a look at that, and there's the Max Flare set. You get a nice Max Flare tire and 2 flame effects. You get an interchangeable piece for the driver and the spun around Max Flare. Now I'm going to tell you how I pop mine out. what you want to do is when you're attaching these pieces, go ahead and put the spun around max flare in last. So here that is. This is the piece that was missing for almost 24 hours. Just this nice spun around max flare. So anyway, to take advantage of the tire Kokon, here he is, and you can put this in a standard Figuarts peg and have it, like, you know, coming towards him to mount on. So there you got the max flare, you got the Drive logo there. And here are those flame effects, which look really nice. You can see they got just a clip to go over the forearm, and they got this nice flame effect that's red and going out to yellow. I really like these. These are very nice. So a little bit different from the other tire Kokon gimmick. You just want to take this off, and you get like a bigger piece off of the back, and take this, and here's your front piece. Now what you're left with on the wheel are these two gold pieces, and you can actually put the Type Speed tire on there, but it looks kind of funny because you just have this bit that looks like paint right here. And while that's not too bad, that's how it looks on. There's how it looks on the back. So yeah, you can put the tire on here. It does, you know, fit very well. So we're going to take the piece that's got the kind of rectangular piece and fit that over the front. Now, mind you, this is not as pliable as the Type Speed tire. This is a rubber material. This is much harder. So you'll find that out. Take care with this. And you just want to put it on the back and link them together. And there you have him in max flare mode. We'll go ahead and take this off, because he won't need that, even though we should have one of these, this little Trideron for Type Speed when it's not in there. But hey, it's a nitpick. It's a nitpick. The flame pieces will attach to the forearms. Right behind the silver piece is the best place I found for them, even though mine seem a little loose. Actually, if you want to put them over the silver, then they actually, yeah, they hold on tighter. Now with this one, you're not going to be able to get it all the way up there, so you're going to have to put it slightly back. Now here's where I lost that orange piece, because the little Max Flare car, because as soon as I popped this on, it went for wherever. I don't know. Well, like I said, I went down to my chair, and I was looking around on the floor for this thing. And then you can take this and just plug it in right there. Now these feel loose when you put them in, but you actually want to give it a nice firm push in there. Oh, and I'm sorry, and also you want to take the driver off. This part comes right off, and you can see the Type Speed logo. You just want to kind of push that out, and it'll fall. And what is replaced? You have the Max Flare. Take that and plug it into the... There we go. And then you can just take the driver and put it back over. There we have Shinosuke as he has initiated a tire Kokon into Max Flare, and I like these effects on here, and I like some of the other ones that are coming with the Midnight Shadow and the funky spike with the different kinds of spikes. Yeah, this is pretty cool, and I really have got to get the rest, because you have to get the other figures to get the other tire Kokons. But otherwise, this is a very, very cool figure. I really like it. A great addition. Figuarts rarely disappoints me, and this one isn't at all. So make sure you get this guy early so you can go ahead and get the Max Flare set to go with it, because this is a really great effect on this guy. Anyway, guys, I'm Jason the X for SCNS Live. Make sure you watch some of the other toy reviews, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, guys, I will catch you later.